The NBA has seen some epic trash talking, but not every clash is a fan favorite. Believe it or not, some players have gotten into huge trouble over their heated words. From Kevin Garnett's infamous jabs that sparked confrontations, to Draymond Green's finals meltdown, we're covering all the wild moments that caused major controversy in the basketball world. So stick around to discover what happens when the entire NBA hates your trash talking. If you've been following the sport, you know Kevin Garnett was the king of stirring up trouble. At one point, Garnett was voted the NBA's top trash talker by his peers, and rightfully so, because his comments to Charlie Villanueva had his PR team in complete damage control mode. This guy is one of the most electric and intense players ever, bringing that fire since he joined the Minnesota Timberwolves in 1995. He's made a career out of trash talk, getting into his opponents' heads and backing it up with incredible plays. For 21 seasons, Garnett annoyed and irked many, but he definitely went too far in a 2010 game against the Detroit Pistons. After the Celtics crushed the Pistons 109-86, Pistons forward Charlie Villanueva tweeted that Garnett had called him a Villanueva even said he was ready to throw hands with Garnett and emphasized his support for cancer patients. For those who aren't aware, Villanueva suffers from alopecia areata, a disorder causing hair loss. Charlie has bravely embraced his condition, even visiting children who also have it. And once the news of what was really said on the court surfaced, fans turned on KG, referring to another player as a crosses a line, even for someone as notorious for aggressive trash talking as Kevin Garnett. In sports, there are clear boundaries, and serious illnesses like cancer should never be fodder for fights. And this incident wasn't the only time Kevin Garnett found himself at the center of controversy. In a highly charged 2013 matchup between the New York Knicks and Boston Celtics, Garnett allegedly aimed a deeply personal and insulting comment at Carmelo Anthony's wife Lala. The tension between them boiled over on the court, with both stars exchanging heated words throughout the game. At the final buzzer, the drama escalated further. Anthony, incensed over the rumored insult that Garnett said Lala tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios, confronted Garnett near the Celtics team bus. This wasn't just a heated exchange, it became a media frenzy, capturing headlines and sparking intense public debate. Anthony faced backlash for his actions, receiving a suspension and a hefty fine of $177,000 from the NBA, not to mention the insane bashing by basketball critics. He claimed that he was only trying to have a civil conversation, but he wasn't fooling anyone with that lie. Meanwhile, Garnett faced widespread criticism from analysts and fellow players for crossing a line by bringing family into his on-court trash talk. But even the most distinguished players have their moments of weakness, and in the 2016 NBA Finals clash between the Golden State Warriors and Cleveland Cavaliers, tensions reached a boiling point between Draymond Green and LeBron James. During Game 4, as the Warriors secured a 108-97 victory, a heated moment unfolded when James attempted to disrupt a screen set by Green for Steph Curry. Tempers flared, leading to a verbal exchange and a physical altercation where Green appeared to make contact with James after falling to the floor. Draymond Green wasn't having any of it, firing back at LeBron James, telling ESPN's Mark J. Spears, "He stepped over me, and that felt like a slap in the face. I respect the game, so I expect the same courtesy. Don't dish it out if you can't take it." James, on the other hand, didn't hold back on his feelings about Green's comments, especially the disrespectful tone aimed at him during their clash. ESPN's Bryant reported that James felt some of Green's words went too far, hitting a nerve with his personal pride and family. The incident stirred up a storm of controversy, with James and the Cavaliers pushing for Green to face consequences. The league's decision to suspend Green for Game 5 added fuel to the fire, intensifying the drama of the finals and the rivalry between the teams. The incident really brought out the heat and rivalry that define NBA Finals showdowns. It got everyone talking about sportsmanship and where that line is drawn between fierce competition and crossing the line. And it's not just the finals that bring the heat. In the 2014-2015 NBA season opener, the Lakers' Kobe Bryant and ex-teammate Dwight Howard stole the show with an explosive on-court clash. With just 7 minutes remaining against the Houston Rockets, tensions boiled over when Bryant took offense to an elbow from Howard. The altercation escalated quickly, with Bryant boldly taunting Howard with words like "soft" and challenging him with a daring "try me" after getting hit in the face. Referees rushed in to break up the heated exchange as the two stars exchanged fiery words across the court. Bryant didn't hold back, labeling Howard as "soft" during the intense standoff. After the game, Bryant downplayed the incident, jokingly calling Howard a teddy bear and brushing off criticisms of NBA sensitivity to on-court trash talk. Howard, however, kept it cool, avoiding post-game drama with a simple dismissal, "It's over, we won the game." But Lakers coach Byron Scott didn't mince words, admitting they don't like each other, plain and simple. This heated clash ignited a wave of criticism aimed at Bryant for publicly confronting his former teammates, sparking intense debates about sportsmanship and the boundaries of on-court rivalry. It also fueled a storm of social media chatter and fan reactions, as everyone took sides and pointed out the flaws in two of the biggest names in NBA history. Ironically enough, something very similar happened just a year prior during a high-stakes 2013 NBA playoff matchup. Patrick Beverly and Russell Westbrook's rivalry escalated to a boiling point filled with intense trash-talking and dramatic on-court clashes. Both players were constantly at each other's throats, using every trick in the book to provoke and outwit their opponent. But tensions took a disastrous turn when Beverly aggressively attempted to steal the ball, ultimately colliding with Westbrook as he called for a timeout. The collision resulted in Westbrook suffering a serious knee injury, a torn meniscus that forced him to sit out for the remainder of the playoffs, and predictably the NBA community wasn't exactly in his corner. Reflecting on the incident years later on his podcast, Patrick Beverly shared more about the aftermath, revealing the intense backlash and threats he faced from fans and the media. He clearly remembered receiving a chilling threat from a Thunder ball boy allegedly targeting him over Westbrook's injury. It got so bad that the star needed police protection in both Oklahoma City and his Houston home. But despite the turmoil and media frenzy, Beverly remained strong, emphasizing the intense competitiveness of playoff basketball and his unwavering commitment to his team's success. Yet, he did admit that he took it too far with his comments that day and let his emotions get the best of him. But while most of these clashes happened on the court, the next incident was the messiest of them all. In 2003, tensions reached a breaking point inside the New Jersey Nets locker room between Kenyon Martin and Alonzo Mourning. Mourning had been brought in to bolster the team's championship dreams, but quickly grew frustrated with the Nets' lackluster start. He sharply criticized Martin, who was sidelined with an ankle injury. According to the New York Times, Martin didn't take Mourning's comments lightly, firing back with sharp sarcasm. "At least I'm out there on the court, not in the training room. I'm trying to make the most of my time." Mourning, implying Martin couldn't lead while injured, added fuel to the fire by suggesting, "You can't be a leader in the trainer's room crying, 'My ankle, my ankle.'" Martin's response was just as biting, mockingly retorting, "My kidney, my kidney." Witnesses reported tensions rising to the point where fists nearly flew, highlighting the intense emotions and fierce competitiveness in professional basketball. But the drama didn't end there. Critics and veterans in the NBA community were quick to weigh in, condemning the feud between Martin and Mourning. Airing their grievances in the media was seen as harmful to team unity and professionalism. Former players and analysts criticized both Martin and Mourning for letting personal disagreements overshadow team goals, stressing the need for unity and respect within the team. In the rough and tumble world of NBA trash talking, players like Kevin Garnett and Draymond Green walk a fine line. So which players' trash talk do you think went too far?